Craftsman Truck Series needs a commissioner. Kind of a guy who is not afraid to call the dumbasses out. I got the perfect guy in mind. Mr. Excitement himself, Jimmy Spencer. What do y'all think?
I love it.
A commissioner.
Yeah. You think you could be the commissioner?
Imagine if we had you on a committee. What committee would you be? The drivers' committee, the rules committee,
I'd work
the
for
sanctioning committee?
I'd rule for NASCAR.
Yeah.
Because I love NASCAR. I made my living doing it. I think that over the years we've made some I think they made some poor decisions in departments. I remember one time I was doing TV and I'm watching this 22 car. I think it was 22, Sam Hornish. Yep. Come down the track of Dover and the son of a cattywampus like that. And I said, what the is going on there, Darby? They explained it to me. And I said, well, I'd stop that right now. Okay. And I went in, had one time at a meeting. I'll tell you, when I knew the sport was going downhill, I was driving the 7 car with a guy from New York that was my crew chief. and we were at Atlanta, and I says, Tommy, the thing is too tight. Do you remember? And, I said, it's too, everything he kept doing was tight. So he finally told me what springs was in it. And I went out the next day. We qualified 3rd or 4th. And I went out the next day, and I was like a second a lap slower. You remember?
No.
We were at Atlanta. And I said, man, Tommy, the car's handling fantastic. Because we had like 1,000 pound in the right front or 900. And, ungodly. And I'm like, how the I go in Atlanta 200 mile an hour with that spring in the front, So to me, the drivers don't need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, once he found out, he dropped a second.
So, but to me, I think...
No, it was 3rd or 4th fastest the day before. Never touched it.
Never touched it. Boy, Tommy, this car's handling fantastic. But, I think that what NASCAR did, and I don't know how they fix it, but I think that they let the shocks get out of control years ago. They let too much stuff get out of control. And in turn, in my opinion, if they would have said, this is the only shocks you can run, okay, I think that would have been a step in the right direction rather than let these shock guys keep going and going and going. 50 grand, 100 grand for a shock guy, then all at once experiment with all the millions of dollars wasted and made the sport worse.
Yeah.
It made the sport worse. Now I don't know how you fix them. I have no clue what these cars are. Don't watch them. But to me, I think that there's still ways to, I don't like all this about simulating. I don't like all this about pull. And I think the fans don't like it either. I think the fans do not like, I think that's why the fans don't watch it. And I think that you need to figure out how to say, we need more passing. We don't have enough passing at these racetracks. And in order to do that, you got to figure out something to, Bristol was a decent race because they wore the tires out. Okay. So all in all, I would not leave the engineers in the room. The engineers, because
all of them.
The one engineer said, "Well, you don't know what you're
careful. Yeah, they're gonna veto your spotter."
But you don't know what you're talking about. And I was in a meeting one time with some guys from NASCAR, and I says, "Nobody's smarter than me." And they said, "Well, you don't go to engineer school or nothing." I pulled a Stanley tape measure out because they said nobody's smarter than that.
Yeah,
it's the truth.